Hello everyone, my name is Adrianna.
And my name is Amaris.
And you are tuning into Let's Get Real, sis.
Hey, it's been a long time.
Yes, it has.
Shouldn't have left you
without
a dope beat to step to.
Okay, sorry. All right.
It has been a long time, but we are glad to be back. Yes. So, welcome back, episode 4. Hey.
Long awaited video, you guys. I know we promised you 2 videos that one time. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you for your patience. Life happens, so
it does.
Thanks for still rocking with us. And speaking of rocking with us, if you really do and you want to show love, it's completely free to hit the subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, share it with your coworker, share it with your mama, leave a comment below, and make sure to follow us on Instagram at GlamByAm and Adrianna Manina. But that's our personal. You got to follow the Let's Get Real Sis Instagram page.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. So today's topic of discussion is mental health, mental awareness, and just healing, mentally healing, emotionally healing.
Important topics.
Yes, they are. I feel like a lot of us actually deal with this. Some of us are able to break out of it, bring ourselves out of that funk, and then some of us are just still in the midst and don't know how to get out. So the thing about mental health is that, you know, it's not only just mentally for you, it's emotionally. You know what I mean? Just the way that you think and feel and act towards things, like it could be stress induced, it can be biologically passed down to you. That's
a little deep. I don't want to be a doctor over here, but I get it. I get it.
It happened in childhood trauma, any life experiences, anything can trigger. Specifically with mental health, I want to touch on depression and anxiety. Everything else I can't really speak on because I never experienced.
It's very multifaceted. There's different experiences.
That it is. But for those of you who are dealing with that depression and anxiety, it can be really hard to deal with, especially when you're dealing with it by yourself. Sometimes we're ashamed to admit that we're actually going through something. We're ashamed to talk about it or reach out for help, and
that's multifaceted too, because pride, denial, embarrassment, and there's a lot of things. It's hard to admit the first step of anything, and especially when you're struggling with something mentally. That's very humbling to admit, and even more humbling to find assistance. So it's tough.
It is tough. I mean, you know, from my standpoint, I feel like a lot of people feel as though they might be classified as being weak if they
especially men, probably.
You feel as though like you have no right to talk about what you're going through, what's triggering those actions, that depression and anxiety and stuff like that. We feel like we're weak, we can't handle life, and that's not it, sis. You are entitled to express when you are going through something, because we all go through something, you know what I mean? So just don't be afraid. I mean, a few signs and symptoms I would like to point out personally for me, and then Amaris, you can let me know if you ever experienced any of these. For me, depression. I used to, I isolate myself. I don't answer no phone calls. I don't reach out. I just literally just stay in my little bubble and just like stay there for a little while. I detach emotionally and mentally and physically. Literally everything is like tunnel vision for me. Like I really just don't want to be bothered or bother anybody. Sleeping constantly, eating, stress eating and stuff like that. Mood swings, you'll lash out when you're angry or when you're stressed or when you're going through something. Anxiety, like that can cause mood swings too, because you're just constantly anxious about something. You don't know what it is. It could be a number of things. It could be work, home, school, personal relationships. You never know. What about you, Amaris? Like, have you ever dealt with anything like?
Yeah, I think everyone deals with different mental issues, for lack of words, in one capacity or another, whether it be a family member or a friend or yourself. But of course, speaking with myself, a lot of those symptoms are very relatable: lashing out, overeating, oversleeping, and then sometimes it's the lack of as well of those things. Everything depends on the person. Yeah. I can say personally for myself, I have the word strength tattooed on my left arm, and I got that after beating depression in 2018. Where I used to have a lot of panic attacks and be really down on myself, but that was just because of some circumstances that I was going through and some environments I was placing myself in, which is a whole nother facet of the multifaceted topic of mental awareness and depression in general. Your surroundings, the people around you, their energy can play a huge part on how you feel. And sometimes you have to tap into the spiritual side of you to see if where you're at is the right place. And mine wasn't. And I noticed, especially in the recent year, after removing myself from certain situations, I feel completely different. You feel like a weight lifted off of your shoulders. So it all just, depends on the person. Yeah, that's a little bit of my story.
It's situational. Yeah. Mine's come from life experience. Trauma, childhood trauma per se. I think I've had a long journey of personal healing, mentally, emotionally. Definitely a long journey. It took me a long time to get to a place where I'm okay with being who I am, learning self-awareness, realizing that where I'm at in life, I'm here for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and to just keep pushing, you know what I mean? I do have a issue with dwelling on my future. I did have an issue with dwelling on my past as well. I mean, because you can take your past and you can learn from it. And you can let that, make you stronger and wiser. Perseverance, you know what I mean? And also, there's some people who fall victim to their past trauma and stuff like that. But not only just past childhood trauma, but adult trauma, anything that, happens significantly in your life that can trigger those emotions. And what else? I was just sitting here thinking abuse. Abuse. Especially if you're dealing with an abusive relationship, not only with a significant other, a friend, a family member. And abuse is not only just physically, it's emotionally and mentally. You know what I mean?
Those are huge forms of abuse. When you can get into somebody's head, that's a whole different type of anything, because mess with somebody's thoughts. And I say that, I know sometimes I used to mess with my own thoughts. That overthinking, that is something I had to be delivered from. Thank you, Jesus. Because that overthinking is, I'll make up a whole scenario that never happened.
Me too.
With people I never met. I shouldn't laugh about that, but it's like, so I had to look in the mirror and be like, this is ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? Now you mad over something you made up in your head. So yeah, that goes back to, let me rewind here. With that mental and emotional abuse, that's huge. And I think people only think about that with their significant other. That can come from anywhere.
Anybody. Yes, any toxic relationship that can come from. So I know when you're going through those stages of depression and anxiety and you're just trying to figure out what's going on with you, you might feel hopeless, you might feel lonely, you might feel helpless, you know what I mean? Like, no one around you can relate to what you're going through, nobody around you can understand what you're going through, you just feel so alone. But going through it, speaking for me, myself, you know what I mean, I learned to open myself up, especially to friends. I met Amaris, I want to say last year, right? I met Amaris, AJ, last year.
It's
Amaris
probably been over a year.
Over a year?
Barely, though.
Yeah. I had a hard time opening up to her. I had a hard time with just like learning how to just be a friend again. I have like childhood friends, but like as an adult, I had a hard time with like letting people in. Like I've always gone through life thinking that someone had a motive, ulterior motives and stuff like that. Like, okay, what is this person going to do to hurt me or disappoint me?
I'm trying not to smile because this is very serious and important. But Adrianna didn't talk. she hardly talked. She just said like 2 words and apologized all the time. You still kind of apologize all the time.
Oh my! And she had to get on me about that.
I'm like, what you saying sorry for?
Yes.
Because over little things like, Adrianna, can you pass me that pen? Oh, I'm sorry. Adrianna, do you need to use the restroom? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I do. Like, this ain't no apology situation.
I know, and she gets on me about that. Thankfully, I've been working on that.
It's been better.
It's been better. I've been learning how to just be more confident in what I say and how I speak to people. Not being like rude or aggressive, but just being like assertive, like confident behind my words and stuff like that. So because of her, I've been learning how to do that.
And say more than 2 words to people. She was so quiet in the beginning.
Let me tell y'all. So the moment I realized, I was like, okay, I'm going to open up to her. And I'm going to see why she wants to be my friend, and if this is going to be a good friendship. So y'all, I planned a spa date for us. And I went to her house and I called myself interviewing her, literally asking her all kinds of questions.
She had prepared questions for me. Prepared while we were waxing, and I was failing because she brought this sugar wax thing that she knows how to do. I don't. So while I'm struggling to do sugar wax, I'm answering very deep questions because she needed to know who I was. It was a successful night though.
It was. We had so much fun. TikTok dances and everything.
You stayed till like 4 a.m.
I needed that.
We made
had
pizza.
So much fun.
We drank. Can I say we drank? we had a good time.
We were drinking wine on the last podcast.
Oh yeah,
good.
We had a good time. It was good.
I'm so glad I met Amaris. I really feel like she's taken a huge part in me finding my confidence and my self-esteem. This right here, all this makeup and stuff, even though I still don't know what I'm doing, like the confidence to just put it on and be like, "Hi, you guys." I thank you for that.
Oh, Adrianna, I didn't know it was going here.
No, it's okay. It's part of the healing. Like, you never know what a person is going through mentally and emotionally. And I've been so caught up in my head, in my emotions for so long as I can remember. Like, I just feel free, just like working my way out of there. It's like I'm climbing those large boulder rocks and just like, I'm getting to the top and I'm like, hey, Adrianna, I see you, girl. I'm on my way. So I say all that to say, you guys, like, we can relate. If anybody is going through like that depression and dealing with anxiety and stuff like that, and you feel like you're just like, you're going crazy because you can't really classify it, you know what I mean? You're trying to rationalize it, and you're probably trying to make excuses for it as well. You're putting on this mask, a facade, and going about your day and still smiling and being friendly with people, when on the inside you're just feeling so empty and lost and confused and just hurt and angry. So,
you know, one of my sisters, one thing that she says, and she's been saying a lot recently, is to feel your feelings. So when you said put that mask on, it's okay to feel your feelings, even if it's anger, jealousy, sadness. Feel it,
self-awareness,
move through it, and move past it.
Yes, don't. And that's another thing. I've fall victim to this too, because a lot of people try to, their coping mechanism, number one coping mechanism is drugs and alcohol. And I'm being transparent here. I fell victim to using drugs and alcohol to numb that pain, but it's only a temporary fix. You know what I mean? So like, I am a big believer in just literally just going through those motions. You have to feel and go through those motions in order to get to that next level in life, in order to evolve spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So that's very important. What else? I just self-harming. If anybody out there is thinking about self-harming and you need somebody to talk to, please, you can reach out to us. reach out to a family member that you can trust, that you can confide into, and not just self-harming. If you're just going through emotionally and mentally, reach out. It's okay to reach out to a counselor or a therapist. It's okay to seek help and talk to someone. Get all that stuff that's brewing in your mind.
There's free hotlines.
Just get all that out of you. Like, let it just spill out. You'll feel so much better. But that's just the beginning.
And it's not a burden to those who really love you at all. There's no point of suffering in silence.
So yeah, just don't be ashamed. Don't think you're gonna be perceived as a weak person. You're vulnerable. You know what I mean? You're vulnerable and you need support. You need help. Don't hide it. It's not healthy. It's only going to get worse. So a few things I would like to touch on is like the healing process. We all have different coping mechanisms to taking those steps towards the healing process, healing yourself emotionally and mentally. We already touched on, reaching out to people. Don't be afraid to reach out to a therapist or a family or friend, especially someone that you can trust and can confide into. What else?
Journaling.
Get a prayer journal or just get a notebook. Write down your thoughts, your feelings. It doesn't matter. Just let it pour out. Praying. No matter your religious beliefs. When I pray, I've always prayed for people who don't know how to seek God, don't know how to pray, don't know how to get and build that relationship. I always pray that, God will lead them to that, to his way, and for them to seek him. So don't be afraid to pray. Just sit there and talk to God.
Just talk. You don't have to be fancy. Just talk.
You don't. Just sit there and talk to him, and he's gonna listen. I'm a big believer in we all go through things for a reason. I remember when I was going through one of the hardest times in my life. And I'm on my way, I think I was driving to church. One of my friends invited me to church. And I had on the radio, gospel station. And the preacher or the pastor on there, he was saying that when you're going through something, you're going through your trials or whatever, you sit there and you selfishly pray, God, please help me. God, please take me out of this situation. God, please help me. I don't want to do this anymore. And God might be leaving you in that situation for a reason. And he's not going to bring you out of that situation until you learn and receive what is supposed to be learned.
Well, that's keeping the verse in mind, too, that God's not going to give you more than you can bear. So keeping that in mind. But still talk to God about everything. Pray without ceasing. And anytime, any reason, you don't have to go through a special route. You don't have to say special words. Just talk to God.
Like I'm talking to you, like I talk to you. Hey, God. Another thing, meditation. Meditation helped me a lot. Not only praying, but just meditating. A lot of people think that meditation is just trying to silence your thoughts and not think and stuff like that. But meditation is actually just allowing yourself to just be in the present moment. It helps you with your self-awareness. Breathing techniques can just alleviate that pin-up stress that you have going on there. And it's just allowing your thoughts to just filter through and helping you accept your circumstances. When you accept your circumstances instead of trying to fight against them and stuff like that, it's so much easier. Another thing, finding hobbies. I took to painting, and I'm not, what's his name?
Picasso?
I'm not a Picasso. But I paint, and I love painting. It's something so peaceful about it while I'm playing Janae Aiko in the background. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, that's who she loves.
I love Janae. She was a big part of my healing process, too.
Okay, girl.
Staying active. Get outside. Get some fresh air. Let that sun beam on you. Get some good vitamin D. And affirmations. Affirmations. Speak life and love.
I was just about to say that. Speak life.
Don't forget to start it off with I am. I am love. I am peace. I am happiness. Do you have any healing techniques that
you done stated all the good ones?
I did.
Let's say, I was about to say, you said painting. I colored. I did. I actually I found these great markers, like this huge 100-pack, and I was coloring my life away.
She's an awesome colorer too, you guys.
Back a year ago. Let's see. Obviously, with staying active, I was doing yoga a lot, and even though it slowed down, I still practice yoga regularly. You use the word meditation. I'd be saying being still. Same difference, I guess.
Yeah.
Be still. So it's as a reminder, we talk to God, but you also want to listen too. And listening doesn't mean you're going to hear a huge thunder crack in the sky. And but you'll find God in small everyday things. He'll find a way to talk to you. But sometimes you got to be still. Shut up.
Yes.
Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I said it for like 3 podcasts with the self-love and taking yourself on dates and stuff, so I'm not going to expound on that again. Y'all got the point.
Prioritizing yourself.
There we go.
Yeah, it's not selfish. It's not selfish. Mothers, talking to mothers out there too, it's not selfish to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being, okay?
Okay.
We know you're Superwoman.
I said okay like I'm a mom, okay?
We know you're Superwoman, but take a break. Get
Breaks
some
are
time to
important.
yourself.
The rest and restorative process are important things that you cannot forget. Think about your favorite athlete. Of course, they work very hard, but also the rest and the recoup is a huge part in what keeps them well-rounded. And that's something we can remember in everything. I used a gym example, but obviously I'm not no fitness guru out here, but it's in every aspect. Rest is important. Recouping is important. And that's whatever it looks like to you, whether it be walking on a trail, writing down stuff in a journal, sitting on the couch, whatever. Rest your mind.
Yes. You need it.
We all do.
Yeah.
Even if you're in a good place, we all do.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. It's balance.
It's maintenance. Constant maintenance.
And balance.
Yes.
Period.
That's important. What else?
I don't know, girl.
I feel like this topic means a lot to me because, I am just getting to a place myself where I'm able to acknowledge a lot of things. I take accountability too. A lot of self-inflicted actions and decisions. You know what I mean? But also.
But look who you are today.
And I am doggone proud. I don't know if I wanted to cuss or not, but I am damn proud.
Okay.
Of where I'm at. And
same.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm actually the happiest that I've ever been. Even with different ups and downs in life, in general, I am very happy.
That's good.
And that's all that matters. Life's too short.
It is.
Life is too short. Now I'm going on a ramble, but life is way too short to be sitting around upset. But it took getting some help and getting some good relationships and getting better in my prayer life and choosing, because you got to choose yourself, you got to choose yourself, and choosing to get up off my butt and make a change. And I am okay.
Also remember, you attract what you radiate. So if you radiating negative thoughts and feelings and emotions,
you're gonna attract all them negative people because misery loves company.
Does it?
Okay.
Be careful.
Be careful. Protect your energy.
Yes.
Protect your peace.
That's very important.
Because that's irreplaceable.
It is.
Can't be bought.
No. So, yeah, you guys. If any of this resonates with you and you totally relate to it, you need someone to talk to, please drop a comment down below. You can DM us privately. We are more than happy to reply to you, talk to you. You know what I mean? We can't be a therapist, but we can support you and be able to understand and empathize.
If you DM me though, I'm just being straight up. If you saying something crazy, I'm going to call, not the cops, but I'm going to call your local counselor in your area. I've actually done that before for people. and it's actually helped save some people's lives. I'm not going to leave you there suffering.
No.
And you may not like it, but I'm going to call your local counselor, the free services, to have somebody check on you, and I'm going to be on the phone praying for you. So just know, if you DM me, that's what's going to happen.
Don't let that discourage you from still reaching out, though, okay?
You're not going to just tell me problems. We gonna work it out.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Ooh. That's important.
Yeah.
Just know. Okay? What she said.
All right, y'all.
One last thing.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Remember that you as an individual, you are unique. You know what I mean? You're not like everybody else. You can't be like everybody else. Everybody walks their own path. Everybody has their own journey. You think and feel differently from everybody else, okay? So don't be ashamed or be afraid to be who you are. Accept that. That helps build your confidence and self-esteem. And you might need that in the situation that you're going through. And you might need that now, even if you're not dealing with depression and anxiety. You are special. You are beautiful. You are strong. And you are successful. Speak life into you. But until then, until next time, thank you for tuning in to our fourth podcast, you guys. Drop a comment down below. Subscribe.
Give this video a thumbs up.
Okay. And what you say? Hit the bell.
Hit the bell so you get a notification so you don't miss nothing.
Yes.
All right. Be right on time. And then hit us up on Instagram. But remember, if you DM me, you're gonna be like, Amaris is in my DM praying for me and sending me verses every day. Just know it's gonna happen.
You need it. You need it. Okay. Let's get real, sis. Go over there. Follow us. Share. Follow. Anything.
All the above.
All the above.
All right, y'all.
We love y'all.